Recent developments in U.S.-China relations have brought renewed attention to the ongoing fentanyl crisis. The issue has taken center stage following high-level discussions between American and Chinese leaders, resulting in new commitments to address the flow of fentanyl precursors into the United States. FBI Director Kash Patel's appearance on Sunday Morning Futures highlighted the urgency and complexity of these efforts. His insights underscored the significance of international cooperation, particularly between law enforcement agencies, in combating the opioid epidemic. These diplomatic and enforcement actions mark a pivotal moment in the bilateral relationship, reflecting both progress and the challenges that remain in curbing illicit drug trafficking. Recent negotiations between President Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping have led to a significant agreement aimed at addressing the fentanyl crisis. China has committed to regulating 13 precursor chemicals that are essential for the production of fentanyl, a powerful synthetic opioid fueling the epidemic in the United States. This regulatory effort is designed to curb the flow of these substances into North America, targeting a major source of illicit fentanyl. In exchange for China's cooperation, the United States has agreed to reduce tariffs on Chinese goods, lowering rates from 20% to 10%. This move not only seeks to ease trade tensions, but also demonstrates a collaborative approach to tackling pressing public health and economic challenges. The agreement marks a pivotal moment in U.S.-China relations, with both nations taking concrete steps to address shared concerns. FBI Director Kash Patel's recent visit to Beijing marked a significant moment in the ongoing fight against fentanyl trafficking. During this unpublicized trip, Patel met with Chinese officials to strengthen cooperation between U.S. and Chinese law enforcement agencies. The discussions focused on strategies to disrupt the flow of fentanyl precursors, which have fueled the opioid epidemic in the United States. Both sides emphasized the urgency of joint action, recognizing that effective enforcement requires close coordination and information sharing. China's commitment to regulate key chemicals used in fentanyl production was a central topic, reflecting a shared interest in curbing illicit trade. These collaborative efforts signal a renewed determination to address the complex challenges posed by transnational drug trafficking and the devastating impact of opioids on communities. China has recently announced new export restrictions targeting 13 chemicals commonly used as precursors in the production of fentanyl. These measures are specifically designed to limit shipments of these substances to the United States, Canada, and Mexico, which have been major destinations for illicit fentanyl trafficking. By regulating the export of these chemicals, China aims to disrupt the supply chain that fuels the opioid crisis in North America. The restrictions are part of a broader agreement reached after high-level talks between Chinese and U.S. officials, reflecting a renewed commitment to international cooperation. While these steps are expected to help curb the flow of fentanyl-related chemicals, experts caution that effective enforcement will be crucial to achieving meaningful results. The move also signals an effort to ease trade tensions and address long-standing concerns about chemical diversion and illicit manufacturing. Despite recent agreements between the United States and China to restrict the export of chemicals used in fentanyl production, questions remain about the effectiveness of these measures. Experts point out that enforcement is a persistent challenge, as illicit networks often find ways to circumvent regulations. Skepticism persists regarding China's willingness and capacity to fully implement and monitor these new restrictions. The broader implications extend beyond bilateral relations, impacting global efforts to stem the opioid crisis and address long-standing trade disputes. Effective enforcement could significantly reduce the flow of fentanyl precursors, but lapses may undermine progress and erode trust between nations. As both countries navigate these complex issues, the world watches closely to see if these commitments will translate into meaningful change. FBI Director Kash Patel recently provided updates on the Arctic Frost Probe, a high-profile investigation that continues to shape U.S. law enforcement priorities. The probe focuses on uncovering complex networks involved in transnational crime, with particular attention to illicit trafficking and cyber threats. Patel emphasized that findings from Arctic frost are informing new strategies and resource allocation within federal agencies. This ongoing investigation highlights the importance of international cooperation and advanced intelligence gathering in addressing emerging security challenges. The Arctic frost probe remains a critical component of the broader effort to safeguard national interests and public safety. In summary, recent developments mark a pivotal moment in U.S.-China relations, with both nations taking significant steps to address the fentanyl crisis and ease trade tensions. The agreement to regulate key precursor chemicals and reduce tariffs demonstrates a willingness to collaborate on issues of mutual concern. Continued cooperation between law enforcement agencies and policymakers will be essential to ensure the effectiveness of these measures. While challenges and skepticism remain, these actions lay the groundwork for future policy initiatives that could further combat the opioid epidemic and promote balanced international trade. The outcomes of this partnership may influence global approaches to public health and economic stability for years to come.